the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
It is a huge job keeping kids out of trouble. All new next at 6, the new deputy mayor tasked with solving DC's teen gun violence crisis.
And a failure to act. The teacher shot by her 6-year-old student files a lawsuit against the school district for dismissing 3 warnings that the boy had a gun on school grounds.
And stolen gorilla, the surveillance video just released of a man swiping a giant statue from Montgomery County antique store. The reward now being offered for his arrest. Good evening. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 6 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
Hi, I'm Tasmeen Mahfouz, and our top story tonight, from the snow to lots of rain. It's been pretty rough driving the DMV today.
Yeah, it certainly has. Cold, too. Let's get right over to meteorologist Scott Sumner in for Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. And Scott, the rain continuing to make its way through the district.
That's right, actually, Chris, because it is moving really around I-95 and points east of there that we're seeing some of those rain showers across the area. But eventually, we'll have those rains come to an end, I would say, before midnight, or give or take around that midnight hour. So we have about 6 more hours of seeing some light rain, mist, and drizzle across the region. Let's take a look at the graphics. We're still holding on to a winter weather advisory for Garrett County and inland Allegheny County in Maryland, as well as inland Grant County in West Virginia. Those are the shaded colors there in purple across the region. And what is this for? Not for snow, because that's done with. And now it is for some potential freezing rain and some freezing shower activity, or some freezing drizzle activity across the region, making conditions very, very slippery. As you can see earlier on, take you back about 6 hours or so, and you can see that the showers are continuing to pull away. But earlier we had, in the morning hours, of course, we had team coverage early this morning with Brittany and Damon on the call here, and they talked you through and helped you through the morning with what was transpiring at that point in time. Now I'm here to tell you that, yeah, we don't have too much in the way of shower activity. That continues to pull to the east, like I said, but roads are still wet, so it is still a little slippery out there. And in cases where you're seeing some freezing drizzle and or freezing rain shower activity, well, that's a little bit icy out that way. And of course, earlier with the snow, that's where we have those snowy conditions and snowy roads still getting plowed. And road temperatures, you can see, are chilliest out towards the west. We'll have more details with your 7-day forecast coming up.
Scott, thanks. Breaking news on DC News Now at 6 right now. Pedestrian is hit and seriously hurt by a car near Woodmont Avenue in Hampton Lane in Bethesda, Maryland. They were taken to a hospital. We're told they're in surgery right now. A driver did take off from the scene. Police shut those roads down, so drivers are advised right now to find an alternate route. Of course, we'll continue to give you updates as we get more information here. And also developing right now, the Newport News first-grade teacher who was shot by one of her own students in her class is planning to sue the school district.
Yeah, our sister station, Norfolk, Virginia, caught up with that teacher's lawyer today and brings us an update on her condition and also the reasons behind that potential lawsuit.
Thank God Abby is alive, but had the school administrators acted in the interest of their teachers and their students, Abby would not have sustained a gunshot wound to the chest, a bullet that remains dangerously inside her body.
Warner facing a long road to recovery. This morning, Virginia Beach-based attorney Diane Toscano announcing plans to sue the school board over Rich Neck administrators' failure to act on 3 different warnings. The statements corroborating what Police Chief Steve Drew told us after the shooting, that at least one school administrator was aware of the threat. Toscano says the warnings began after 11 a.m.
Abby went to a school administrator, as was protocol, to tell them that the 6-year-old had threatened to beat up another child.
She says the administrator did nothing. Then around 12:30, a teacher told an administrator that she believed the boy had a gun and that she had searched the boy's backpack, but suspected he had put it in his pocket before going to recess.
The administrator downplayed the report from the teacher and the possibility of a gun, saying, and I quote, "Well, he has little pockets."
After recess, a student allegedly told a teacher that the 6-year-old had showed him the gun and threatened to shoot him if he told anyone. After that, Toscano says another teacher asked to search the boy, but his request was denied.
He was told to wait the situation out because the school day was almost over. Tragically, almost an hour later, violence struck Rich Neck Elementary School. Abby Zorner was shot in front of those horrified kids, and the school and community are living the nightmare.
Meanwhile, all new tonight, we're looking at what caused an SUV to flip upside down near Wheaton High School's baseball field. You can see here, Montgomery County police say one teenager was taken to the hospital. We'll continue to bring any updates as they come into our newsroom.
And new tonight, a member of the Tuskegee Airmen dropped by DC News Now today and actually spoke with their very own Mark Hall. So 96-year-old William Fontroy Jr., a DC native, was assigned to Tuskegee Army Airfield in July of 1944 as a flight cadet. He finished basic training at 19 years old and learned how to fly a plane before even taking driving lessons. Now, after a few months of flight training, Fontroy was ready to go overseas, but the war had already ended. He says serving his country during a time when the military was segregated was still such an honor. But things changed when First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt flew on a plane with them. Take a listen.
Mrs. Roosevelt had to fly with one of our instructors, the chief instructor, Chief Anderson, who was a civilian, to prove that Negroes could fly. And when she came down, she said, they can fly. And of course, she had the influence over the President, Roosevelt. And of course, that's what at least got us into the war.
And after Fontroy was honorably discharged from the military, he earned an engineering degree from Howard University. And listen to this, he was the first black engineer hired in the D.C. public transportation industry.
Great interview there. All right, developing right now, concerns over price gouging when it comes to the cost of eggs. They've more than doubled in the past year. And now one U.S. senator is asking the Federal Trade Commission to investigate. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight. And Daniel, you spoke with shoppers. They're certainly not happy with the increases.
Well, to be honest, Chris, some people I talked with today said they didn't really notice a change. But if you look at the prices, they are a lot higher than they were. And some people think they are unreasonable. Now, U.S. Senator Jack Reed of Rhode Island sent a letter this week to the Federal Trade Commission asking for them to investigate whether producers are jacking up egg prices. This spike in prices has been blamed on the 43 million egg-laying chickens that had to be killed because of the recent bird flu going around. However, the size of the total flock has only been down 5 to 6% at any one time from its normal size. The latest government data shows the national average retail price for a dozen eggs hit $4.25 in December, up from $1.79 a year earlier. I looked at a couple places here in D.C. One Safeway, the cheapest you could find was $4.79 a dozen, and at a Whole Foods, the cheapest was $3.69 a dozen.
I've just watched egg prices go up, and all prices have gone up, so I'm not happy about it.
I think it's really unfortunate, but it's realistic with what's happening in the nation.
Now, trade groups say the egg prices are largely determined by commodity markets, meaning the increase in gas prices and supply chain issues coupled with the continuing demand for eggs is what really is driving this price increase. We're live in Northwest D.C. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, all new tonight, as we all are very well aware of, crime is a major issue in the district.
Yeah, murders and other crimes are on the uptick, and that concerns D.C. officials like Lindsay Appiah, who's actually Mayor Bowser's deputy mayor of public safety and justice. Our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming spoke to her and continues more on that conversation tonight.
Yeah, and Lindsay Appiah says she's not panicking about the crime that's overwhelming the district.
No, she's really not, and that's in part because violent crime is actually down due to a decrease in robberies. But the deputy mayor thinks preventative measures that have driven down overall crime last year are going to take root this year, despite higher numbers this month.
Gun violence is too high in our city and in our country, right? We're waking up to, I think it's 3 mass shootings in California in the past couple of days. So gun violence is too high. And then also the mayor's charges, we want all of our young people to thrive, right? We want them to be neither victims nor perpetrators of crime.
But yet, this is what DC is faced with, a crime spike. So far this year, there are 14 homicides, up 17% from last year. Assaults with a deadly weapon is also up 11% from 2021. There have already been 411 motor vehicle thefts this year compared with 256 last year. The only major category down is robbery. The trending numbers do concern Deputy Mayor Lindsay Appiah.
We are trending slightly up at the beginning of the year. Violent crime is down overall because robbery is down, right? So we have these patterns. Last year at this time, robbery was significantly up, carjacking was up. We believe that the types of practices that we put into place particularly during the second half of last year will help us to see the same type of trajectories.
But the deputy mayor who oversees the Metropolitan Police Department isn't fretting.
We don't ever panic at the start of the year. We don't want to see increases in gun crime. We don't want to see increases in young people. But it helps to orient us to what will be the practices that we continue.
One of the strategies, she says, is working across government entities to have an impact to push down crime.
Our multi-agency nightlife task force. Our nightlife corridors were experiencing the types of increases that in crime. At one point in June, the Golden Triangle, the Connecticut Avenue area the crime was increased 644%. These were not numbers we could allow to continue.
Appiah expects more crime-reducing experiments in the future.
You have to try different things and see what works. We've seen things that work, and we're going to continue that.
Appiah says the goal is to focus on programs and preventions that work and replicate them. And much of that effort will be on juveniles who are the driving force behind many of the violent crimes as of late. Reporting from the studio, Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.